Hello, and thanks for clicking on my video. Welcome to my channel, Lovely Moments Creating. If this is your first time here, consider joining the family by hitting that subscribe button and remembering that notification bell. That way you'll be reminded when I upload a video. My name is Jenny, and on this channel I create budget-friendly home decor that's easy to do. So if you want to see some of my creations, keep watching. Thanks again for clicking on my video. Today I'm going to be doing some simple DIYs using these wood planks from the Dollar Tree. For this first DIY, I'm going to be using two of the longer ones that they sell and two of the short ones. For this DIY, you can save money and take one of the longer ones and cut them in half, because all I'm going to be doing is creating a frame. I did want my frame to have some height to it. So if you did cut the third one in half, that will still work out. You would just have a thinner frame. So as you can see, I'm arranging them in the frame form with the two longer ones on the side, and the smaller one's going to be the top and the bottom. To connect these pieces, I'm going to be using some wood glue along with some hot glue. So I had many of these in my stash due to me picking up so many when everything was still $1. So I have purchased some since they've been $1.25, but most of them I already had in my stash from when the Dollar Tree first put these out, and they were still $1. So I am using wood glue and hot glue for extra security. But after I get all of that attached, I am going to go in and add some staples in each corner just for a little bit more extra security. These DIYs, as always, is really simple, but I wanted to create something beautiful to style in my home, because my projects that I create, I style most of them in my home unless I give them to my niece or my sister. But it's the fall season. I love the fall, so I am just creating some new pieces to style around the home. So as you can see, what I'm doing is going over this entire frame, front and back, using this antique wax. So after I finish painting that, this is how it looks, and I'm going to set this to the side and work on this little wood pumpkin cutout that I got from the Dollar Tree. What I'm going to do first is remove this little raffia bow, and I'm going to put it to the side because I am going to attach it back after I finish painting this. So I'm going around the raised portions of this pumpkin using that antique wax, and what I'm going to do is paint it on, and then I'll take the dry paper towel and rub off any of the excess paint. And I am going to use this antique wax and paint all three of those raised portions. Now that that's complete, I'm going to use this pumpkin color chalk paint and paint the remaining parts of this pumpkin. I am going to go back over the stem once I finish painting it and brush over that orange with some antique wax. So I hope everyone had a good week so far. Today is the hubby birthday, so we had a good morning. We both stayed home from work, and I ordered us some breakfast, and we hung out, chatted, and got a chance to just spend some time together. Once the boys came home from school, they gave him their gifts that they picked up, and we're going to make some strawberry shortcakes later. So that'll be fun. So now that I have that completed, I am going to attach it to my frame, and I'm going to attach it to the bottom, and I'm just going to have it tilted a little bit. I don't want it straight up and down. To connect this, I am going to be using some wood glue and hot glue. Now you can make this frame shorter by cutting those wood planks down, but I wanted this to be a taller piece so that I can also lean it up against the door with some large pumpkins, or either use it as a door hanger. But I wanted to keep it long, but this can be a shorter frame. So I'm attaching that wrap your bow back to the pumpkin, and I made sure I covered up that hole. Now here is some florals from the Dollar Tree out of my stash, and I'm going to be using pieces off of all of these just to have a different variety. So I did cut them down off the stem, and I am just going to attach them by using some hot glue to the back part, and then once I get all of it attached, then when I flip it back over, I can fluff them out. I thought it would be nice to have different kind of florals in this arrangement. So after I finish hot gluing them all down, just for extra security, I am going to take some tape and just add it right over the stem. If you are happy with the amount of glue you used, you don't have to do this step, but because I know I'm going to be moving this piece all around, I'm just taking some of my tape and I'm just attaching it right over the stems so that everything can stay in place. And then I'm going to flip it back over to the front and just fluff out my florals, and that will be it for this piece. You can create a hanger, but I am going to use it as a leaner, and then I may hang it on the door, and I'll show you that as a door hanger. But I absolutely love this piece. I think it's beautiful for the fall. And here it is hanging on the door. I just hung it right on a hook that I already have there because I usually have some kind of door hanger hanging on this door, and this is the door leading to the garage. And I think it looks cute as a door hanger as well. And for my next project, I'm going to be using 5 of these wood planks, and I'm going to glue these together using some wood glue and hot glue to create a sign. I think these wood planks are great for making sturdy, high-end wood looking signs. So I'm just going to attach all of these pieces first using this combination of hot glue and wood glue. So I was asked, what do I do with most of my projects? I mentioned earlier that I do style them in my home. I do help my niece decorate her home for different seasons as well, and I do give some of them to my sister. But when I'm filtering through them, like when I'm creating new decor I want to style for my home, I do donate them to different group homes so that they can decorate their homes as well. So there's always a reason for me to hand them off to others, and I appreciate that they actually style them in their home. And sometimes some of my pieces I will redo them. Like if it was something really simple, I'll switch it up by taking it apart and just recreating something else. And just for some extra security, I'm going to turn this sign over because I prefer the other side. And I am going to just use some hot glue and attach 4 of these craft sticks to the back. So I really love making wood signs. They look so high end, and I love that that they look great as leaners. So you can always create hangers for these signs, but I like leaning them up against different decor. So this is how it looks so far, and I'm going to brush over this sign using this antique wax. So I'm going to brush on the paint and then take that dry paper towel and wipe off the excess. And I am going to be painting the front and the back of this sign. I do like my projects to be finished on both sides. So once I get that complete, I am going to take some other colors. First, I'm going to take this pumpkin color, and I am just going to go over just the top of this sign. So I'm going to sort of lightly brush on the color. I don't want to do any full coverage, so I just wiped off a little bit with my paper towel, and then I'm just blending in this orange color. And then what I'm going to do is take that celery color paint, and I'm going to go right under this pumpkin color with that. I'm not doing any special technique, just lightly brushing on the paint. I just wanted to bring in a little color to this wood, like it's very worn. I wanted a rustic look for this. So the next color that I'm going to be using right under this celery color is some of that wild mushroom color. So I'm just taking some paper towel to wipe over the two colors that I added, and now I'm going to brush on that wild mushroom color. And I just did one color under the other, and then that's going to be it for all of the colors that I'm going to add. Now I did pick up one of those wood word signs from the Dollar Tree, and I picked up the one that says gather together. And what I'm going to do is cut this apart. I want to add these words separately. They're easy to cut because this wood is really thin, and so I'm just going to go in the areas where the words connected and just cut them apart. I'm also going to cut off the little decor piece on the end as well. And then what I'll do is take some sandpaper from the Dollar Tree to sand around the edges in the areas that I cut, so that everything could be nice and smooth and it won't be any sharp edges. I'm going to be using some satin white paint to paint these words, but what I'm going to do first is on the word gather, they have the little hole, and I'm just going to add a little hot glue right in that hole and let it set so that I could just paint right over it. And then after I finish painting over these words with that satin white, and I'm going to give it 2 light coats, letting it dry in between each coat. And then after I get that complete, I'm going to use that brush that I used with the antique wax and just lightly brush over both of those words. And I just brushed off a little paint, and I'm just going over the top and the bottom of the words first, and then I'll lightly brush over the words. Once I get that complete, I am just going to arrange these 2 words on my sign how I want them to be attached, and I'm going to be using hot glue to attach these. And after I get that attached, what I'm going to do is I have these beautiful fall leaves from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to pull those off the stem with the little berries, and I'm actually going to cut them separately because I just want to layer them right up in the corner of this picture. So I'm just going to cut them off, and then I'm going to take some hot glue to attach them, and I'm just going to be layering them overlapping on each other. Then once I get those added, I'm just going to take those berries and add them right at the top. Now I do have this other Dollar Tree fall pick, and I'm just going to pull some of these lighter leaves off so that it can blend in with the words a little better, and I'm just going to tuck those right up under the previous leaves and just add a little hot glue to attach those. And that will be it for this fall sign. I absolutely love it. I think it came out beautiful. This last DIY is really simple. I have 3 of these wood planks and I am going to attach these together. I have some painter sticks, some smaller ones that I just cut in some pieces. They were actually like little scrap pieces that I had left over from other projects, and I'm going to use those to attach these 3 pieces together. Now I'm just going to create a little simple riser to add some pumpkins to. So the 2 longer pieces, I'm going to add some wood glue and I'm going to connect those right where I lined the 2 wood planks up together, and I'm going to attach it the long way. And I'm going to do the other longer piece right where the other 2 pieces connect. And then these 2 smaller pieces, I am just going to add some wood glue and some hot glue and attach those right on the side, and you will see what I mean in a second. So I'm just going to place those 2 right there and attach them. Now that's how that turned out. What I'm going to do now is create some legs for my little riser, and I have a few packs of these little miniature dice, and I thought these would be great for legs and to give it a nice high-end look. I always want my risers to look really nice and high-end so that I can style any kind of different decor on them and they still look great. So what I'm going to do is just use a combination of wood glue and hot glue to attach one of these in each corner. I absolutely love risers and trays. I just love being able to cluster decor together and have it in one area. I think they're really easy to decorate. I love tier trays. I love miniature decor. I just think it's really cute. So once I get that complete, now what I'm going to do first is just take some of that antique wax and I am going to brush it right over. So I want it to be heavy in some spots. So that's going to be it for this applying the paint. And then the rest of it, I'm going to dip the brush in some water. And then I'm just going to stretch out whatever paint that was left over with the water and that's on the riser already to blend it in. I wanted to have some dark spots, but I wanted to have a really light coat, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to continue dipping that same brush in some water and just stretching out that paint. And that's going to be it for this. I really love how this riser turned out. And I think it's the perfect size. It's not too big, not too small, but I can add a few pumpkins and some other decor to this really cute riser. Thank you all so much for tuning in and watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed this video just as much as I did. If so, please remember to give this video a thumbs up. And if you haven't already done so, subscribe to my channel because I would love to have you here. As always, in the comment section below, let me know which one of these DIYs were your favorite. And until next time, my friends, stay safe so that I can see you in the next video.